So Jorgen, one of the pillars is facilitating early intervention and prevention and treatment. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that looks like on site and how a company might implement activities around that?
I think that when we talk about early intervention and support, the earlier we can pick people up when they're struggling, the faster they're going to be back at their best. The longer we allow something to fester, the worse it's going to be, not just for that person, but also for people around them and how they fit into the team and all those kind of things. So early intervention is really key. But how do we set that up? So asking for help can be really, really difficult. So we have to make it really, really normal to do that. Which means that we then really have to plaster the place with help. What is also really important is actually having a culture of offering help. We know from all the research that men, but I think all people when they're really in struggle find it very difficult to ask for help because we don't want to burden other people with our issues and what if they don't respect us for it and all those kind of things. So actually having a culture in the workplace where we offer help, where we know what it looks like when somebody is struggling and we're prepared to say, are you okay, Nick? How are you going? So I think that around this thing about getting early interventions, having really clear pathways to support, and that's by employee assistance program, access to support, are you okay day, fly the flag day, run the MATE program, make sure you have connectors in the workplace, assist workers, all those kind of things all add up to a workplace where early intervention is part of the culture. And if we get early intervention, we get better outcomes.
Absolutely. So we're now going to hear from Tegan from CV Services around how they've implemented this particular pillar on site.
So my name's Tegan. I'm the People and Culture Manager at CV Services. I've been with the business for about 3 years now. So my role is to oversee all of the HR and training functions within the business. But a key part of my role is also around supporting people in the organisation with an array of different matters. So CV has been, we've got over 35 years industry experience. We offer a broad range of services in electrical and communications, trade services and signage solutions. So that includes things like electrical design and construction. We're a maintenance service provider for electrical, building, plumbing, pumping, HVAC and fire. We also offer design, supply and construction services for major projects ranging from highways, road infrastructure, commercial and industrial projects, urban development, subdivisions and airports. And we also offer customised visual solutions for digital and static signage. So we've got about 550 staff within the organisation employed across Queensland, Victoria and New South Wales. Mates in Construction we've been working with for quite a while within the organisation. So we have 2 assist trained staff members, so that's myself and our health and safety manager. We also have 15 connectors within the organisation, and annually we run general awareness training for staff to raise awareness and make sure that we're continually talking about mental health in the workplace. We are a strong believer that early intervention and prevention is really key in assisting our staff. So our staff are the core to our business. Without them, we couldn't operate. So we take a lot of pride in how much we invest in our people, particularly when it comes to mental health and having those conversations. So we have an internal intranet that we developed quite some time ago, but have created a mental health and wellbeing resource centre or a hub for staff to visit. So that really allows the staff to access resource material and information on support services that are out there. So connecting the staff with organisations like Mates in Construction and Beyond Blue. And it also provides staff some advice or ways that they can cope with what's going on in their life at the moment. So that could be stress, anxiety, depression. We've obviously had a pandemic recently. I think making sure that we're talking about mental health and there's resources available to staff, that's really, really key in that early intervention and prevention. So making sure that there is a safe place for staff to be able to access help if they need it. The intranet it's really confidential, so staff can log on to that page, they can look at the resources out there, but it's also creating a safe place for them to be able to approach myself or our other assist trained staff member within the organisation, and knowing that that conversation is confidential, and at some stage in their life everybody's probably going to need some level of support.
Yes, my name's Jeff Wilson and I'm a fire services supervisor. Well, we can suggest that they use, on our intranet we have a mental health and wellness wellbeing resources centre that they can use. So it allows team members to access resources such as material and information on support services, with links to Beyond Blue and Mates in Construction. We also provide staff with advice on coping with a range of topics such as COVID, stress and anxiety.
So listed on our intranet are all of our connectors, so that has a name and a photo, and we try to promote those connectors within the organisation. So whilst people may not know someone's name, they might recognise their face, and it's just opening the door for another avenue for staff to be able to approach someone if they do feel like they need some support.
We can direct them to our intranet page called Sparky. So we have 15 connectors here that they can then find each separate name, and they can go to someone that they feel they could be able to talk to that are trained to help them. One of the benefits of using the page is that it's anonymous and that you can go on there and no one will know that you've used it.
So I think that the COVID pandemic has impacted people in lots of different ways. It might be financially, it could be their mental health. So during that pandemic, we put a lot of work into communicating with our staff around things that they may be experiencing in their life and how do they seek support. So that could be financial support, it could be support with their mental health. So not only is that information on the intranet, we also have a lot of internal communications that we do with the staff. So again, making sure that we communicate that well to staff, that it's okay to ask for help, and that there is support out there.